Very good morning, students. Before getting into today's session, we'll just check it out. What are the topics we have covered into the last sessions? We have seen a program by using classes, using members, functions inside and outside the classes, defining objects of classes with the two examples. Array as a members of classes. Yes, we'll just get into today's session. Arrays of objects. Like array of other user-defined data type, an array of type class can also be created. The array of type class contains the objects of the class as its individual elements. Thus, an array of a class type is known as an array of objects. Array of class type is known as an array of object. An array of object is declared in the same way as an array of an built-in data type. An array having a class type element is known as array of objects. An array of object is declared and is defined in the same way as an other array. Here we have a general syntax of array of an object. A class name followed by an array name. Array name, we can also tell that the object name with a size of an array. Here we have a small example of a employees. A program which is being created as a class for an employee, which data members are name and age. And I'm going to get a data and display data by using a array of an object. In this example, I have created one of a class called as an employee. In this employee, I have a data member as a name, as data type as a char with a name of size of 10 and age. I have created a one data member function called as an get data and I'm going to create one more data member function called as a display data with a return type as an void. Now I'm going to close a class. We are going to see that how we are going to create an objects of an array. In a main program, you are going to take it as already we know that we have created a class name called as an employee, followed by an object called as a supervisor, with an array as 3. Now, once I declared as supervisor array of 3 in the sense, we can have a 3 supervisor, which they can share the same data members called as a name and the age. And also, I have created a one more object called as an employee as a class name, followed by a sales executive. This is one more object which is being created in an array called as in 5. Now, in the previous object which is having a 3 objects, and in a sales executive totally 5 objects. And also I'm going to create a third object called as a team leader, which has a 2 objects. Totally we have created a 3 objects. In the first object they have 3 members been assigned, and in sales executive 5 members have been assigned, and team leader which is been assigned as 2. In an above example, the array supervisor which contains 3 objects, namely with the supervisor of 0. Why? Because the array starts with index of 0. The 0, that is nothing but the first supervisor which shares the same data member called as a name as well as a age. Second supervisor, the same thing, which is going to share a data member called as a name as well as your age. And the third supervisor, he is also going to share the same data member called as a name as a age. This is how we are going to initialize a data objects of an array. Storing of a data item in an array, this is a process which has been happening. Here we have a small example for a student. The student in this program, we are going to get the datas. That is nothing but I'm going to get the datas like roll number and the two subjects which has been maths and science. After getting that roll number and the marks, I'm going to find the average for the given marks and I'm going to display the average. Now totally in this program, what is the process here in the sense? We are going to just get the datas. What are the datas we are going to get it? We are going to get the datas as roll number and two subject marks. Two subject marks is mathematics as well as your science. After getting it, I'm going to display. After getting it, I'm going to display. Before displaying it, I needed to find an average. So that totally I have three data members. That is nothing but roll number, maths and science. And I have three member functions. Three member functions, call it as average, get data and put data. This average member function where we are going to find the average of given marks, and get data member function where you are going to get the roll number, max marks as well as science marks, and put data member function is a process where we are going to display this total data members and member function. It is being created in the class called as a data, and overall the member function is being created outside the class. Here we can see that clearly the class is being closed. First, we are going to, before getting a calculation part, first we need to get all the information from the student. So I'm going to write the first member function called as a get data. In a first, in a get data member function, first thing I'm going to get the data of enter the roll number. I have received the roll number by using a CN, and enter the marks. Secondly, I have accepted the marks. And thirdly, I'm going to accept the data of science. Data of science. Once I have entered, once I have entered all the data members, that is nothing but roll number, max as well as a science. Once it has been entered, I'm going to create a one more member function called as an average. In an average, I'm going to initialize one more variable called as an a, where a which is going to store the average of a marks. A which is going to store the average of the marks. How to calculate the average? That is nothing but max marks plus science marks divided by 2. Once the calculation is got over, the result which is going to store into the A. Now the calculation part got over. Now after getting a calculation part getting over, we are going to display the average. We'll see that how we are going to display the average by using a put data function. Now put data function which is being called into the get data function. Once a function is called, the control passes. Before getting into this, we'll see that how the put data is being created. Now we are going to create a put data. Put data is a member function. In this member function, I have created a put data where I'm going to display the average. See out average. Once an average is equals to average function is called. Once a function average is called, the control passes through the average function. Once in the average function, we have calculated the average by using a is equals to max plus science divided by 2. Now the average is being stored into the A. Return A. Now the average is being stored into the A. Now the A value is being displayed here. Till now the member function is being created. Let us get into the main program. Here clearly you people have to concentrate that how the object of an array is being created. Now in main, we have created a main program. Once you create a main program, I'm going to create an object by called as a class name and object name followed by the array size. My array size is 3, so that I could access the 3 objects at a time. Once an array is used, usually you people have to use a for loop. For I is equals to 0, where the first index which is going to start with a 0 till index of I is less than 3. I is less than 3. so that a three objects is being accessed. Once you want to access the data members or member functions, we are going to use one of the operator called as a dot operator. Now, a student is an object of I. Object of I is nothing but array. I is nothing but array. Array dot get data. Once it has been get data, function is being accessed. The function turns towards a member function called as a get data. In that get data, we have called one of the function called as an put data. Once a function called as put data, which is access the put data. Once a function called as put data has been accessed, it is going to display my the arrays. For an example, I'm going to accept a three students data. We'll see that how the output is going to be seen by using a array of an objects. The output of the previous program is first we have entered the roll number. Roll number is 20. And I have enter the marks. Mathematics marks is 56 and enter the science marks as a 78, and we have calculated, as you know that we have calculated 56 plus 78 divided by 2. Once we give a divided by 2, my average is being found. Here we have a two outputs for an example. Let us see that what is the next topic. I hope that I clearly understood how to create an array of objects. Our next topic is object as function arguments. Object as function arguments. The object of a class can be passed as arguments to a member function as well as non-member functions, either by value or by reference. Either by value or by reference. When an object is passed by a value, a copy of the actual object is created inside the function. Object is created inside the function. This copy is destroyed when the function is terminated. When the function is terminated. Object as a function arguments. Object as a function argument, as we know that we can pass any type of an argument within the member function, and there are any number of any number of arguments. In a C++ programming language, we can also pass an object as an argument within the member function of a class. This is useful when we want to initialize all the data members of an object within another object. We can pass object and assign the value of supplied object to the current object. Clearly understand the concept? We can pass object and assign the value of supplied object to the current object. For a complex or large project, we need to use object as an arguments. For a large project, we need to use object as an arguments. A function can receive an object as a function arguments. This is similar to any other data being sent as a function argument. An object can be passed to a function in two ways. The first one is copy of entire object is passed to a function, that is nothing but a pass by value. Second one, only address of object is transferred to the function, that is called as a pass by reference. What are the two ways? One is nothing but pass by value, and second one is pass by reference. Let us see that in detail what is pass by value and pass by reference. In a pass by value, once a copy of an object is passed to a function, once a copy of an object is passed to a function, function itself creates its own copy of an object and use it. Therefore, changes made to an object inside the function do not affect the original objects. Once again, I'll repeat. once a copy of an object is passed to the function creates its own copy of an object and used for the purpose. Therefore, once a change is made to the objects inside the function do not affect the original objects. In a next one is pass by reference. Pass by reference means to pass the reference of an argument in the calling function to the corresponding formal parameter of a calling function. The called function can modify the value of the argument by using a reference pass in. What is that? The modify the value of an argument by using a reference passing in. When address of an object is passed to the function directly works on the original object used in function called. Pass by reference is more efficient since it requires only to pass the address of an object and not the entire object. The major difference between a pass by reference and pass by value is that the modification made to an argument passed by reference in the called function having affect the calling function, whereas modify made to argument passed in the value in the called function can not affect the calling function using pass by reference. If you want to modify the argument value in the calling functions. After seeing array of objects and object as function arguments, we'll just check it out. The next topic is the difference between the structure and classes. The first difference in structure. A structure is defined with a keyword called as struct. In a class is defined with the keyword called as a class keyword. All the member of structures are public by default in structured programming. But whereas all the members of a class are private by default. This is a major difference between a structure and a classes. We'll come again. In a structure, struct is a keyword which is used in a structure programming. Struct is a keyword which is used in structure programming. Whereas in a classes, class is a keyword which is used as a class. And all the members of a structures are public by in default, whereas all the members of a class are private by in default. This is a last topic of this chapter. Today we have seen a major three topics, whereas array of objects, object as function arguments with an example, and difference between structure and the classes. Here ends this classes and object chapter. I hope so that a previous session assignment has been completed by all the students, and now we'll have today's assignment. In today's assignment we have explain member function. In that we have two sub questions, that is nothing but inside the class definition, outside the class definition. To initialize member function inside the class definition and outside the class definition. Explain the arrays of objects. Next question, explain different access specifiers. Today's assignment we have three questions. Here ends this chapter, object and classes. Let us see in the next session we'll start a new chapter. Thank you.